Okay, everybody, welcome to Ramrod Rants. I'm Ramrod. You can reach me at ramrodrants@gmail.com. Leave your complaints, your opinions, your accolades, your comments. Leave anything. I will get back to you as soon as humanly possible. I am being brought to you by Banks Balanced Budget. Download the app. Get your budget in order for 2020. And believe me, it works. And I'm being brought to you by Mama How You Cook This. For meal plans, meal prep, organization, for any type of ailment, whether it's cardiac, diabetic, just to lose or gain weight. Obviously, I'm the lose weight one. Okay. Today, we are going to talk about, I thought I would talk about, the first part today is child support. Child support. Going into 2020, child support. Okay. I hear a lot about deadbeat dads, how they don't pay child support, they don't see the child. They don't do anything for the child, and they need to step up and be a real man, real father, and everything. But what I'm saying is there are also deadbeat moms out there. Is very, very deadbeat moms out there. And so what we want to talk about today is, both sides. I'm just going to give my opinion on both sides. Okay, sounds good to you? Sounds good to me. Let me send out a quick text right quick. Okay, so dads, and I'm talking from experience. Pay your goddamn child support. Even if you can't pay your child support, please spend some damn time with your kids. Okay, you got some guys that say, well, I want to spend, that chick always give me grief and all this stuff. So why should I put myself through grief and everything? When they get older, they'll understand. No, they won't understand. All they're going to know is you didn't come see them. And that whacked excuse you got, you and the mom don't get along. It ain't about you and the mom. I was a single dad for a long ass time and didn't speak to my children's mother. That baby mama stuff, that verbiage, it irritates me. But my children's mother, which was my ex-wife, I didn't speak to her for a while. That didn't mean I didn't speak to my kids. Call my kids every day. Kids came over almost every day. Kids hung out with me. Even though I worked a full-time job. Paid an astronomical amount of child support. And when they come over to my house, I didn't say, well, I'm not getting you no underwear. That's what your mama for. I pay her child support. No, I got them the damn things. Who cares what she spend the damn money on? Okay? I'm not gonna argue that point. I'm not giving her so much money a month to spend on herself. She's supposed to be spending it on the kids. My kids eating. My kids are clean. They clothe. They don't want for nothing. I don't care what she does with the money. Just so happens, I had an ex that did spend the child support on the kids. I wish I could sit here and be like the hot mess out there I see, say, my children's parents, mom, bought new clothes, got her hair done, got her car, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm not going to be like that. I'm sorry, okay? My ex spent the money on the kids. My kids didn't want for nothing when it came between her and me. Didn't want for a damn thing. Okay, my kids were with me so much, you thought they lived with me. I mean, they come over, they do spend weekends and the holidays and the long breaks and all that stuff. And my job is kind of trying. But they knew. They saw me more than when I used to live with them. Because I work so much. Because I wanted to make it a point to let them know I was still in their life. That was years ago. My youngest son was 8, and My middle son that was there was 12. 11, 12. Okay, I wanted to let them know that they still got a daddy. Because I didn't want no John, Dick, and Harry, or Tom, Dick, and Harry, or who knows if Tom, Dick is Harry, coming to the house being a father figure. And when they know that they got a father, they ain't got to depend on no other man to be a father figure. Okay, I don't care if he's a great man. I don't care what he do or what he did. He's not going to be a father to my kids growing up. My kids are not going to be able to say, my real dad wasn't in my life. So this surrogate came in and took over. No, my kids weren't going to say that. The way I was raised, my kids, I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, again, this is being brought to you by Banks Balanced Budget. Download the app. It'll change your life in 2020. And Mama, how you cook this? For meal prep, a meal organization, kitchen organization. Okay, getting back to child support. Basically, I'm going to tell you, I don't know where I left off when I paused. But basically, my kids was not going to allow anybody else to come into their life and be a father as long as I was around. They wasn't. Let me tell you what happened one time. It's time for my kids to learn how to drive. My son was 15 and a half. He was ready for his driver's license. So I said, hey, it's time for you to start learning how to drive. You know, him and his sister, they graduated same year, and I taught them both how to drive. It was a harrowing experience, let me tell you. I mean, I had an afro before. Look at this. It was a harrowing experience, but looking back at it, it was hilarious. It's a high school out this way. They have a huge parking lot. I mean, a huge parking lot. Now, when I was younger, the thing was you learn how to drive in our school parking lot, which was in the neighborhood. So everybody learned how to drive in William A. Wirt School parking lot. Everybody learned how to drive in that parking lot. So, but it was a very small parking lot. So it was easy, sort of, because you couldn't pick up no speed. But it was hard because once you got to a big, larger area, you had to learn how to control the speed. Anyway, this parking lot over here was a good way to teach them how to drive because the parking lot is a block long. Okay, so and this is a big square, so block, 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 square block. Okay, so my ex's boyfriend came over. At the time, I'm not saying me and my ex got along. I'm not saying that at all. I ain't gonna never say that. I said I was gonna be in my kid's life, but her boyfriend came over and told my son. He said, "Young man, today I'm going to teach you how to drive. We're going to go riding around. I bought a new car, and I'm going to take you out there. We're going to learn how to drive." And my son told me my ex was just saying, "Yeah, you can go out there and learn with him." Yeah. My son said, "No, that's okay." He said, "Why not?" He said, "Because I got a father." He said, "My father's going to teach me how to drive." He said, "My father's already told me he's going to teach me how to drive. And he's going to do it when we both are ready." He said, "I'm going to go get my permit," which he's taking me to get it this weekend, "and he's going to teach me how to drive." So it was a little bit of animosity toward the three, him, my ex, and her boyfriend. And she didn't understand why this guy couldn't take him, because women don't know how to raise men. I don't know why people keep saying they do. And that's not my opinion, that's fact. You've had a lot of women that raise men, that raise male children. A lot of them. But when it really comes down to brass tacks, they don't know how to raise men. Okay? That's my fact for today. It takes a man to show a man how to be a man. And I know there's a lot of people going to disagree with me about that. I don't care. My mama raised 8 of us by herself. 6 boys, 1 girl. Not a damn one of us had a first successful marriage. Not one of us. You know why? We was never taught how to act in a marriage. We was never taught how to act when it comes to decision making. We was never told how to act when it comes to being head of the household. We wasn't. None of us. None of us has had a successful first marriage. None of us. Statistically speaking, at least one of us should have had a successful marriage the first time around. We haven't. And it ain't like we are abusive men, because we're not. It's not like we're not educated, because we all are. It's not like that we all don't have jobs. We were couch potatoes, bums. No, we all got jobs. And we all make pretty good money. But we just didn't know how to be head of the household. Men. You know how we learn? Trial and error. My brothers got married. I got married. I was the first one divorced. Kind of ashamed about it. First one divorced. And my brothers would say, well, don't worry about it, man. You know, maybe you can get back together with her. No, that's not going to happen. I didn't know how to be what I was supposed to be because I was really young. But I knew what I didn't want. I knew I could be happy by myself. But a child was brought in out of that union. So I could have took off, shirked my responsibilities. So what? I could have. But I knew enough that I didn't have a daddy. So I knew enough to say, no, hell no. My son is not going to be raised without a dad. And trust me, the reason I divorced that first one was a doozy. So I ended up with custody of my son when he was born. He was born and I gained custody. Never regretted a day in my life. So I've been through a few marriages. Let me tell y'all something. I know a lot of people that got married for the wrong reason. And the main thing is they say, well, God brought me this man. God brought me this woman. Okay. Now, the divorce rate in our country is 50%. 50% divorce rate in the first 5 years. And it gets worse after that. I think we talked about that before. 70% of second marriages get divorced. I think it's even higher for third marriages. You know what? When you get divorced, the first time people can assume it's either or. But if you can keep getting divorced, the problem lies in you. The problem lies in you. Now, I have these friends that swear up and down God sent them these spouses. And so my comment to them was, God is almighty, is all powerful. God wouldn't have a 50% divorce rate. So it's your choices. He didn't send you that person. You saw that person with a big booty or muscle, six-pack, breasts, arms, pocket full of money, all this stuff. Ooh, that's for me. He wines and dines me. Ooh, she bought me a shirt. Ooh, she did this. She can do this. She like that in the bed. Ooh, you know what? The one that you passed up, let's just say you was in a nightclub. You passed up the one that had $20 in his pocket for the one that had $1,000 in his pocket. I think we talked about this before too. The one with the $20 in his pocket is probably the one God sent you. But oh no, You didn't want that one. You want the one that was flashing, that was flossing, that can get you shit. And when his money run out, you go on to the next one. God ain't sent you shit. You pick that one. Your choices. Life is a series of choices. And you made some wrong ones. If you dating a guy that's already got 3 kids that you know of, and you know he ain't taking care of them because he ain't got no damn job, and you get pregnant by him anyway, oh, it's going to be different. He better pay child support as soon as y'all break up. Oh, I'm taking him to court. He going to pay child support. Well, he ain't got no job. He ain't got a damn penny to his name. So what are you going to get out of him? Nothing. Now, same situation. Guy don't have a job. Only got 1 kid and it's yours. He can't pay child support. Nothing. But he wants to spend time with the kid. I've seen this too. But since he's not paying child support because he can't afford it, you're forbidding him from seeing the child, which is illegal. But most men don't know that. They can't afford to get a lawyer to go to court. You're forbidding him to see the child. 1-2 years pass, this guy struggling trying to get a job. Some of us just can't get a job. I'm serious. Some of us have reached our peak at minimum wage jobs. We've reached our peak. That's nothing to be ashamed of. That's nothing to be ashamed of. If you reach your peak at a minimum wage job, which minimum wage in a lot of states went up to $15. Well, it will be going to $15 starting tomorrow. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. But if you got a man that wants to spend time with his child, let him spend time with his child. So what? He ain't paying for nothing. So he brought a couple dollars over here. He brought some diapers over here last week, but he ain't doing nothing else. But that's all he could do. Let him be with his child. That child needs a father. Somebody that needs to show him what the struggle is. The struggle is real. You know what? He'll do what he can do when he can do it. It ain't that he's dodging you. He's over there every day. If he's over there every day, take his kid for a walk, talk to him, play in the park, buy him a bag of chips. To you, that was nothing. That was nothing. He spent 50 cents on a bag of chips. Went around the park. That was free. That ain't being no daddy. Oh, yes, it is being a daddy. Because not only did he walk that kid to the park, he talked to that child. And if he does it enough, that he can instill something into that child to make him better than what he is. I strive for my sons to do better than what I'm doing. That's why I stayed in their life. Oh, they grown now. My kids are grown now. They fine. But I want them to do better than what I'm doing. Then I have done my job. I can show them the potholes in the road. Now, if they fall in one and break a leg or something, that's on them. But I did my job. But you men that don't see your kids, who can stop you from saying, you laid down and made them? Man, she trapped me. She told me she couldn't have no kids. I wore rubber. That wasn't my kid. DNA test said it was, but I still don't believe it. Man, you know how many men she been with? But did the DNA say it was your kid? Yeah. So apparently everybody else was wearing a condom but you. See your damn kid. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares what's going on with you and the mama? That kid, it ain't that kid's fault. Lord knows it ain't that kid's fault. And so what? The kid come out looking like you or his mama. Kid needs you. Kid needs you. If you ain't gonna do nothing but meet your ex at her house every morning and walk that boy or girl to school, what do you think that kid will remember when they graduate in high school? That you could only buy a pack of diapers a week, that you couldn't afford expensive Christmas gifts or clothes, or that every day you walked that kid to school, talked to that kid about stuff that was bothering them. Who's to say you can't pick your child up, take it to breakfast, take the kid to breakfast? Okay, McDonald's got $1 menu. Kids don't know no difference. It's $1 menu. You can get them a muffin with egg and cheese, orange juice, and a hash brown for $3, and some taxes. They think it's the best thing in the world. You spend $3. I know this lady. She's older, much older than me, and she has been taught a lesson. But she is very wise. She's very wise with her money. She never said nothing bad about her kid's father, ever, because she didn't believe in that. And I admired her for that. Because you can't say that about all females or all males about their children's parents. She would buy them expensive gifts and everything for Christmas, their birthday. But let me tell you what she did. She would put their father's name on some of the gifts. Father wouldn't come around, wouldn't do nothing. He had a job, don't get me wrong, this fool had a job. Wouldn't come around a lot. So she would write his names on some of the gifts that she gave her kids. That's what type of person she was. Because that's what her daddy taught her. Her mom and dad was in her life until they passed away in their late 80s. But that's what her mom and dad taught her. So she would put the dad's name on the gifts. Okay. Kids love their dad. Well, he couldn't come to their kids because he's working. Oh, I know it's your birthday, but look what he sent you. Look what he sent you. Okay. So in her heart, she was mad as hell. She was mad as hell. But outwardly, she made it seem like they was on the same playing field. They agreed with everything, and he was still doing for them kids. So let me tell you what really ticked her off. She told me one day, and I thought it was kind of funny. You know, she didn't think it was funny until she said she didn't think it was funny until 20 years later. She said her ex came, drove over to the house, and the kids were sitting on the porch. So he got out the car and said, "Hey, kids." They said, "Oh, hey, Dad." And gave each one of them a bag of Jay's potato chips. You know, the small bag of Jay's potato chips. So they was out there, and he said, "I just stopped by to say hi." And so he kissed them goodbye and pulled off. He was there a good 5 minutes. And she said she went out there, them kids was acting like them chips was the best thing ever invented. They was running around, "Look at my daddy brought me. Look at my daddy brought me some chips, some chips." I mean, they was running down. She done spent all of her earnings on these kids. Put his name on gifts and everything. But the most thing they was happy with, and what they still remember to this day, and that kids are in their 40s, is that bag of chips that this man brought them. It's hard to know exactly what the kids gonna remember from their childhood. That's you gotta be out there. You gotta pay your goddamn child support. I mean, women. I know women that's deadbeat too. I know women that does not pay their child support. And I know a lot of women. I'm gonna tell you something. This one guy, a friend of mine, does not work. Well, an acquaintance of mine. He doesn't work. They got 4 kids. He doesn't work at all. He has some type of home business he does on the internet now. I'm not sure what it is. But he doesn't work. And so he's taking care of 4 kids. An amazing dad. I mean, homework, does hair, everything. He's never taken her to court for child support, which I don't agree with. So in her mind, that gave her the right not to give him a penny to help take care of those kids. And her friends agree with her, saying, what type of man would take money from a woman for support? That ain't no man. Are you out your damn mind? Them their kids. She should be throwing money over there. 4 kids. Oh, she out here partying too, enjoying her single life. Ooh, trips, cruises, clubbing. See the kids maybe once a month. But all her friends say, oh, she got to live her life. She's living her best life. That's what I hear a lot. She's living her best life. He had her tied down too long. But if there was a man doing all that stuff, he'd be a deadbeat. He don't want to see his kids. You need both of them. A mama needs to see their kids just as much as a man needs to see their kids. A girl needs her mama around. And maybe daddy's little girl, but they need their mama. It's hard for a man to teach a little girl about their periods and stuff like that, about sex. I didn't teach my daughter about. I can't teach her about that. But I talked to her about men. I talked to her about men a lot, because you can talk to your daughters about sex in a way that what men want and what they would do to get it. Yep. I believe in paying child support. I believe in seeing your kids. I believe in still buying them stuff even though you pay child support. I don't believe in buying stuff, keeping it at my house. I didn't believe in that. They wanted, they could take it home. I didn't believe in none of that. Didn't make me soft, didn't make me nothing. What it made me was a father. You know, and what it made me now is my kids come over, call. We talk about everything still now. They're grown. And you can't keep them away. Because wasn't ashamed to hug my kids, wasn't ashamed to kiss my kids, wasn't ashamed to tell my kids I loved them. Even now, hug them, kiss them, tell them I love them. And I do it in front of people. And guess what? They do it right back. They grown. They dudes, girls, they don't care. Because they got an old man that love them. Their mama do the same thing. I didn't have that when I was growing up. Lord knows I didn't. My daddy was a piece of shit. Ooh. Don't tell my mom I said that. But ooh, he was a piece of shit. Drunk. Abusive. It's amazing any of us turned out worth of shit, to tell you the truth. But most of my brothers and I, we made it a point. We used to talk about it all the time. We would not turn out like our daddy. We would not turn out like our daddy. Now, don't get me wrong. My daddy worked at the mill. Doubles every day. Still didn't get along at home. My mom divorced him because he was just too much to handle. You know, and my old man died at a young age. But we knew enough then to know we didn't want to turn out like his ass. Now, in saying that, your children seeing their father or their mother could be a two-pronged theory. One is they can see him and say, or her and say, no, I'm not turning out like that. My life can be better than that. I mean, you see it every day. You see people, our people, living in projects, subsidized living, houses, whatever, on government assistance, parents working mediocre jobs, minimum wage, and you see a lot of people that say, no, I'm not going to live like this. I can't live like this. I'm going to do better than this. So that's why you see a lot of these kids coming out of these poor rural areas doing some amazing things. doctors, lawyers, neuroscientists, physicists, owning their own businesses. I mean, you see it because they don't want to live like that. They don't want their kids to live like that. You know, back when before we caught up on everything when I was a kid, there was 7 of us in that house with my mom. We used to get a Monopoly game for Christmas. A Monopoly game. That's the one gift wrapped. It was a Monopoly game. Did we complain? No, we didn't complain. Why? Because we had learned to love Monopoly. And each year, we had played it so much that the board was tore up and everything. So, we got a new Monopoly game. Until she started making some real money in the meal, we were broke. I mean, we were broke. I mean, wear the same clothes to school every day broke. But she steadfast on her beliefs. And she used to knock us around when we did stuff out of line. And I used to go to bed at night secretly saying, when I get older, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to make at least $30,000 a year. Now, that was back in the 70s. So $30,000 a year back then was amazing. I mean, I used to tell myself that I'm going to make at least $30,000 a year. And I'm not going to live like this. I didn't know about inflation. Didn't really care about inflation. I just wanted to make $30,000 a year. That's a big thing, because I was looking at the Jeffersons, and Lionel was a electrical engineer, and he was some type of engineer. Was it electrical? Because he would always have plans. And I remember George got mad at him for turning down a $20,000 a year job in New York City. And I said, well, if he make $20,000 and Mr. Jefferson is mad at him for that, I want to make $30,000. And I stuck to it. But you ain't gonna do nothing without education. And I had to force myself because I had became lazy, especially in high school, dealing with everything I had to deal with in high school. Read my book, it's coming out soon. But I stuck to it. I mean, I'm living a good life. I've lived a good life. All my kids are grown. They're all doing well. Married. We travel all over the place. We empty nesters. I like to barbecue. Got a nice big house. I got my dream car. Got my dream motorcycle. I've done very well for myself. And my mom is real proud. Very proud. But she also realized that she needed a man. You know, I had some uncles that used to stop by every now and again. And teach us, but it wasn't enough. So man was school of hard knocks. But like I'm saying, child support. Men and women, if you can, pay your child support. I mean, and even if you can't, please go see your damn kids. Spend some time with them. That's free. Well, so what? You didn't buy them nothing for their birthday. If you show up for their birthday, that's fine. Bring them a card. Hell, if they under 10, if you put a $5 bill in there, they happy. If you can survive all of those days, you get some money. So from somewhere, you got something in your pocket. Do something. It ain't gonna cost much. Spend time with your kids. Who cares if you're getting along with whoever the parent is that have the child? Spend time with your kids, because it's gonna be too late when they get older. You know, it's gonna be much too late, because you're gonna stick your chest out when they're doing good, and they're not gonna even acknowledge you, and that is gonna be some hurt. I've seen it. That's going to be some hurt. And when that hurt hits you because your child don't acknowledge you and they acknowledge other people, that's going to destroy you. And ain't nothing you can bring back. I mean, sure, they may forgive you later on as they get older because you're their parent, either mom or dad. But you'll never be as close to them as you should be, because whoever was around them when the struggle was real, when they was coming up, crying about something that happened in school, crying about their first boyfriend and girlfriend, crying about the grades, crying about they got into college, crying about something, you wasn't there. When they was happy, got their first A. Hey, I made the varsity team. Hey, did you come to my meets? Hey, did you do this? Hey, you wasn't there. But you just happened to be there at graduation when they was walking across the stage like you did some shit. No. I don't appreciate that. And they won't either. So what I'm saying is, I brought this up today because I was just talking to somebody at work who hasn't seen their son in 5 years. 5 years. No reason, they're just not getting along with the mom. Also, talked to somebody in the same conversation that said, well, her son is 13. And she's going to give him a choice whether he wants to go spend the weekends now with his dad. I told her, no, you shouldn't do that. Well, his dad got a girlfriend over there, and I don't want them around that girl. So I'm going to give him a choice whether he wants to go or not. We can go do something. I said, no, you don't have a choice. The court said the weekend they has to be there. I said, you can't change what the court said. Well, they have a choice now. They can either go or not go. I said, let me tell you something. You're creating a bad precedent. I said, because no matter what, I'm finna tell you what's going to happen. No matter what, they're going to start to gravitate toward the other parent. I said, just be a parent. Don't be a roadblock. Let that boy see his daddy. Who cares if he got some other woman over there? What he supposed to do? Masturbate the rest of his life because you're not in it? I'm pretty sure the girl ain't going to be tucking him in. Okay? He's 13 years old. He know how to say, don't touch me. Hell, he almost 6 foot tall. See your kids. Pay your child support. Be a part of their life. Because if you're a part of their life now, you'll be a part of their life until you die. Don't be absentee. Don't be deadbeat. It ain't cool not to see your kids. It ain't cool out there to be making fucking babies constantly and you ain't taking care of them. Oh, that makes you a man. You got 10 kids by 10 different women. Oh, that means I'm getting some. Man, we all getting some. But we smart enough not to have no damn babies behind it. That's what protection is for. Man, I don't believe in no protection. Then you a dumbass. And whoever messing around with you is a dumbass. Because if you don't believe in no protection, you nasty. And if they messing around with you, they nasty. So leave their names, because if I'm ever single again, I ain't fucking with them. And these are old men doing this shit. You're 50-something years old still having kids. You're going to be in a wheelchair when they get to kindergarten. That don't make no damn sense. You're supposed to be out there enjoying your life. You paying child support. You're supposed to retire. You paying child support for a baby and you damn near 60 years old. And what does that prove? Not a damn thing. She's 22. You a sugar daddy. Because when she ain't with you, she with the other dude she really like. And same thing with you women. When he ain't with you, he with the girl he don't disrespect. That he pays stuff for. That he take care of those kids. Hell, do you even know his real name? Just know his nickname, Skillet. Shit. See your kids. Spend some time with your kids. Make some memories with your kids. You don't know how long you got. God damn. Your kids is a lot more than the women you conquer or the men you sleep with. Kids are a lot more than that. And you're going to learn. It's going to take one thing to let you know that you missed out a lot on them kids. They're going to say one thing to you in your older age. that's going to hurt you so bad that you're not going to be able to recover. See you damn kids. I'm Ramrod. It's Ramrod Rants. You can reach me at Ramrod Rants. RAMRODRANTS333 @gmail.com. The show has been brought to you by Banks Balanced Budget. Get your budget together for 2020. And by Mama How You Cook This. Get your meal plan ready. You know, if January 1st, everybody want to go on a diet and know what to cook right. They both online. Look them up. You can get them. Talk to you later.